When it comes to construction projects, you'll have plenty to manage and keep track of. Knowing some of the terminology and jargon your contractor is likely to use can help ease that burden. We'll go over some industry jargon and phrases that will help you follow and oversee your project better, and hopefully help you feel more confident when communicating with your contractor. You may hear contractors use terms like assumptions and exclusions. In construction, this simply refers to what is and what is not included in the contract. Sometimes the word qualifications is used. This use is not to describe what qualifications a contractor has, but rather to qualify components of the contract. Similarly, assumptions is a term used to describe events or circumstances expected to occur during the life cycle of a project. Another way to think of it is a presumption that is made about the project that may not be formally known or documented. For example, you may receive a quote for disposal and a removal of flooring that has the assumption that there is no existing asbestos in a current underlay to be removed. Or, perhaps an assumption is that your space will be available to work on by a certain date and during certain hours. It's important that you understand the assumptions of your contractor because they will help you with planning how the project will be accommodated for. Assumptions will also serve as a backdrop to your contingency budget, which we will talk about shortly. The term exclusions is used to describe what things are not included in a contract or a scope of work. These terms exist to help provide clarity and to ensure everyone is on the same page as you move through the project. Other industry terms you will want to ensure are in your proposal are scope, schedule, and budget. The proposal scope section should include a detailed description of what will be done with as much specificity as possible. The schedule section of the proposal or timeline should provide a clear description of how long the project will take and when key milestones are anticipated to be complete. The budget should provide details regarding the overall cost and typically including the subcomponents. If you do not understand the proposal or have questions on any of the elements, ask to better understand. It is important that both you and your contractor have the same understanding and both agree to the final terms. When you reach agreement, make sure the document is clear and the scope, schedule, and budget reflects your mutual understanding. Another industry term to become familiar with is contingency. Contingency relates to funds you will want to have in your budget for unknowns. Many construction projects encounter unexpected challenges once construction begins. If a piece of work was unknown at the start of your project, your contractor will not have had the opportunity to budget for this. Think of your contingency as emergency money that is not assigned to the contractor or anything specific, but it's there if it's needed. It is not extra money to spend on anything, but it's there to help you through the end of your project if you encounter a surprise. Segment 5 will talk about how much you want to include in your contingency budget. A punch list is a term that becomes most important towards the end of your project. It serves as a working checklist as the team works to complete the final work. It helps ensure your improvements have been completed in accordance with your contract and to document any outstanding issues that need to be addressed.
When a contractor presents a proposal, they will share exactly what the provider is expecting in terms of the scope of work and also the schedule and the budget. But along with those three things, scope, schedule, and budget, the contractor will share what their assumptions are for delivering under those terms. And that's just a point of negotiation, what's excluded, what the assumptions are, maybe some qualifications to, we can deliver in 3 months, but the assumption is that we'll be able to work from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock and we won't have to work weekends. It's just a continuation of clarifying the terms and the expectations. Sometimes they're negotiable, sometimes they are not.
In the next segment in this series, we will discuss how to make sure you have the right facility for your program.